The gathering. Many voices, one message, 1 hour. God showed me something I cannot keep to myself. And if you have been receiving words or visions lately, this post is for you. The vision. The vision. A few days ago, God gave me a vision. I saw many people scattered, not in one place, receiving words of knowledge and visions and writing them down. The receiving was urgent, the writing was urgent. Then He showed me myself, collecting them, gathering the written words from many hands, many places, pulling them together into one message, and then releasing that message to reach the people who are discounting prophecy. I have already collected close to 24 of these messages. They are not the same words, but they carry the same weight, the same urgency, the same unmistakable theme. This is not one prophet speaking, this is a convergence. 24 independent voices, same theme, same season, same urgency. What the voices are saying, the fence is broken, the restraining boundary has been breached. What was held back is now moving. The ancient letter hath, the fence, appeared in vision. The enclosure that once protected is no longer holding. The waters are rising, threefold. The mem appeared as 3 waves, not 2 more than ordinary chaos. A flood beyond the expected measure is gathering at the broken threshold. The count is running, a sequence of 10, like the sun completing its arc, setting and rising. What's felt as a physical weight, heaven is keeping time. The bowls are numbered, the judge's face has been seen. Not the face of mercy in this hour, the face that was last worn over Babylon's solemn. Set the season of pleading is closing and something is being decided. The black horse fully formed and racing this direction. His work is just beginning. 3 sightings across 3 weeks. First just the head forming, then the full head, then the fully formed and running hard on May 14. The same progression was seen with the red horse before it moved. God was not showing a symbol, He was showing something being assembled in real time, stage by stage, until it was complete and released. His assignment has not started yet, it is just about to. And over that vision, a hand at the edge of a ledge, vessel tilted, the pouring had begun. The timeline has a curve built into it, a short piece of structure, like tubing from the time model, was shown going up at an angle with the gradual continuous arc. Not a straight line escalation, not a sudden break, a bend that was engineered in from the start. The path of what is coming will not go exactly as expected. The curve is not a deviation, it is part of the design. Those watching the straight line sequence will be caught off guard by the shape of how it unfolds. The shield of dying shown twice and now a 3rd time in a new song. God first revealed it as what looked like a crooked arrow, a zigzag vertical form, like the mem letter with extra humps. Then He brought it closer. The arrowhead was a serpent's head with tongue extended. He was showing something Dan's tribe actually carried on their shield. It was in that same revelation that He gave the name craftsman, prophet. In the first song, terminus song now uses the same voice and music, a direct continuation of the same word, the same assignment, the same warning. The counterfeit authority bears the serpent at its crown, not a soul. Engineered soullessness, hybrid creatures, gene spliced, designed without a soul, made for hunting. The image of God is being counterfeited in flesh. This is the end state of the beast system's biological law. God's hand is in the smoke, bombs, missiles, explosions. And then His hand rising from the destruction, His face forming in the smoke itself, sovereign over every detonation. Then He turned pages, all foretold, all suppressed. The scroll was never hidden from heaven. No hole is deep enough. The rat, the squirrel, the snake, a parable given directly. When wrath comes, every living thing will want to hide from the face of God. The predator becomes prey. There is no retreat that holds. May 14. 2 more signs. The black horse, 3 sightings, 1 direction. This was not a first sighting, it was a completion. Just the head forming, barely there. The full head formed, solid, present. May 14, fully formed, fully running, racing this direction. This is the same progression seen with the red horse. Before it moved, God did not show a symbol. He showed something being assembled in real time. It is now fully manifesting, closing distance. His job has not started yet, it is just about to. The scales of Revelation 6, scarcity, collapse, survival measured out by weight of what this horse carries. And over that vision, a hand at the edge of a ledge, tilting a vessel, pouring something down. The what was not shown, the hand was the vessel was tilted, the pouring had begun. Revelation 6, 5, 6, a black horse, do not harm the oil and the wine. The curve is built in, a short piece of structure, like tubing from the time model, going upward at an angle, but with a gradual continuous arc. No sharp break, no sudden pivot, a bend engineered into the path from the beginning. Those watching for a straight line sequence of events will be caught off guard, not because the timeline fails, but because its shape was never straight. The curve does not mean it goes wrong, it means it was always going to go this way. It is not gonna go just like you expect. The letters decoded hard, the 2 letters shown in vision. Then mem are not random symbols, they carry a triple prophetic meaning that unlocks everything else being seen right now. Read forward, read backward, and write as a single word. 3 messages arrive simultaneously. Read forward, then mem. The enclosed waters, protection amidst wrath. A wall standing directly against overwhelming chaotic waters. This is the ark picture, the walls of Noah's vessel holding back the flood. God has set a hard boundary for his people. When the waters of tribulation break over the nations, true believers are enclosed, sealed, and protected by a divine barrier before being rescued out of the chaos. Genesis 7:16, the Lord shut him in. Read backward, men have the washing of the house, consecration before the end. Living water flowing into and washing over a courtyard, a sanctuary being cleansed. Before the rapture, God pours out his spirit to purify his house. He is washing the body of Christ from the spiritual compromises of mystery Babylon, calling his people to separate, step inside the boundary of his holiness, and be made ready for the coming groom. Ephesians 5:26, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word. Read as one word, time, heat. The file shaking has begun. Together these 2 letters spell count, meaning hot, burning, heated fire and intense heat. Are major biblical metaphors for end time shaking and judgment. The cold passive season is over, the spiritual atmosphere is heating up. Labor pains are intensifying, the fire of God's holiness is preparing to try the earth. The elements will be destroyed by fire. The ultimate synthesis. You saw head first, then mem, so the primary message is the ark. The wall stands, the boundary holds, the enclosed are protected. But because both directions carry meaning, and because the letters together spell heat, the full word from this vision is threefold and simultaneous. I get behind the wall, the ark is closing. I be washed and made ready, the groom is coming. The heat is rising, the cold season is finished. This is a beautifully synchronized blueprint of the rapture, while a flood of judgment overtakes the world. God has established an unbreakable sanctuary of grace to safely gather his children home.
The Cliff Dream, May 16. The Prophet Cliff Edge, the Living Cross. Many voices on the morning of May 16. God gave a dream in a world like a living sketch, spare, essential, stripped to its bones. A prophet stood at the edge of an overhanging cliff, wearing a prophet's cloak. In each hand he held something. He raised both upward. Above him a cross descended, and then became a bird, spreading its wings, soaring overhead. The prophet released both objects. The bird caught them. The bird departed. Then it returned, and it became the cross again. The collected witness of many, gathered from scattered hands, brought to the cliff edge and released in one act of surrender to the living Tav. The cross receives what is offered. The bird carries it where it must go, and it returns, because the word does not come back void. To those who are discounting prophecy, this is not one person with an imagination. This is not a fringe voice from the edge of the internet. This is a convergence, close to 24 independent people, not coordinating with each other, receiving words, visions, and dreams that carry the same weight, the same warnings, the same themes, arriving in the same season. Amos 3:7 says God does nothing without first revealing it to his servants, the prophets. He is not revealing this to one prophet. He is revealing it to many simultaneously, so that the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses multiplied across the body would establish every word. The question is not whether God is still speaking. The question is whether you will hear before the fence is fully down and the waters are through. Joel 2:28 is not a metaphor that expired with the early church. Your sons and daughters are prophesying. Your old men are dreaming dreams. This is the hour that verse was written for. Add your voice to the gathering if you have received a word, vision, or dream in recent weeks, especially if it carries urgency, warning, or a sense that something is shifting. This is the moment God showed me you would come forward. You were writing it down for a reason. This is where it belongs. Drop your word or vision in the comments. The gathering is not finished. You may be part of it. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2. Craftsman, prophet, watchman. These are the last days.